What's up, everyone? Renfail here, back again with some No Man's Sky. And I want to talk about one of the things that I'm enjoying the most with the game right now. It's something that has definitely kind of stood out in my first week of basically playing this game a lot, streaming it a little bit, which is the exploration in this game. Now, I know it's not the only thing to do. I know base building is a big thing. I know there are quests, there are missions, there are lots of things to do. But the exploration is one of the things that has gripped me, and it's one of the things where I look at some elements of this game, and as much as I love Starfield, I'm like, okay, I get some of the commentary from people who were saying things like, hey, No Man's Sky does this, wouldn't it be cool if Starfield did this? And I can look at those comments now and understand a little bit more of what was being said after my 2 playthroughs of Starfield, because I am also enjoying it immensely here, and it's like, oh, you're not wrong. It would be really cool. By the way, what is that horrific noise? There's some sort of creature or something around here that's... I don't know what that is. It's scary, man, but that goes the exploration thing. Anyway, we're going to go explore a little bit tonight. This is your first time tuning in. Am I on the right camera? I might be on the right... Nope, I'm on the wrong camera. There we go. Now we're on the right camera. If this is your first time tuning in, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Daily streams happen here and on Twitch. I play a lot of different games. I happen to be playing a lot of No Man's Sky right now because I'm having a lot of fun with it. So if you like that kind of stuff, make sure to tune in. Check out all the other games I play. Check out the playlist below, the Discord, the Patreon, all the socials. So Starfield is getting land vehicles soon, and I'm very, very happy for that because it's the one thing that kept me from really wanting to explore too many of the planets in Starfield. I had quite a bit of fun exploring planets in that game, but mostly I was going there, flying to them in my ship, getting to those planets, taking out pirate bases, and then going back to civilization to turn in quests and stuff. I didn't really go out on foot too much and do planet surveying. That wasn't one of the things I enjoyed too much, and I'll tell you right now the reason was because we didn't have a land vehicle, and that's one of the things that's changed it for me. Not just the land vehicle, but also the way you can take your ship up and fly around planets. You know, that's definitely a really cool feature, and it's one of the things that I've really been gripped by in this game. I can't wait for Starfield to get land vehicles, because this is one of the coolest things to me. It's not necessarily the best way to get around the planet, but the fact that I can have one of these... I mean, it reminds me of, going around in Mass Effect, and just rolling around the environment. And these are great for, like, hazardous planets where you might otherwise be using up your exosuit. If you want to get down on those planets, build yourself a quick little base, get a pad built for your rover, and then jump on your rover and go. It's got its own inventory and tech slots. I've barely done anything with this beast of a machine. So this right here is one of the coolest features of this game to me. I love the rovers in the Mass Effect games. I'm going to have a hell of a lot of fun when Starfield adds the rovers to their game. And it's one of the coolest features that I've seen in No Man's Sky so far, has been being able to run around in one of these things on the planet. Now, obviously that's not the only thing. The ship, and there's so many different types of ships you can get. One of the things I did a lot of in my first Starfield playthrough, more than my second playthrough, out of my 350 hours, I think I estimate like 300 of those hours were me just getting in the ship and flying around to the different planets and having space battles and everything else. I don't actually enjoy the space combat in this game. I do enjoy it in Starfield. It feels a little arcadey here to me, and that's okay. I haven't experienced a lot of it yet. This is, I'm still only, 20 hours into the game or whatever. The combat is not what I'm focused on. This video is all about exploration, and one of the things that No Man's Sky does really well, and I see it now, I get it now, is, by the way, the difference, I want to make this distinction really quick. I know I probably should have said this at the beginning. The distinction I'm making here is when people have come to like my Starfield videos and said things about how, No Man's Sky does this, it would be really cool if Starfield did this. That's a great piece of feedback. That's a way to give feedback to Starfield in a constructive way. When people say things like Starfield sucks because it didn't do this, those are the people I immediately tune out, because you can't say, oh, it sucks because of this. That's just not true. It's a great game. They did things differently. This game does things differently. Every game out there does things differently. It's one of those things where the constructive criticism towards Starfield, I will absolutely get on board with. It's the absolute hate where it's like, this sucks because they didn't do it. That's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about when people constructively have said, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we could fly around on planets? Now that I can fly around on planets, hell yes, it would be really cool if we could fly around on planets and drive around on planets. We're going to be able to drive around on the planets soon. We'll see if they eventually add this feature to Starfield, because this is absolutely badass. Being able to like roam around your planet in your ship. Obviously we're in first person right now. We can go over here and go to third person. Go down here, get some... See if I get some physics waves going on the water. Oh, I took out a plant. Oh, might not be able to. Woo! Here's some stuff over here we can go take a look at. Let's get down into the ocean, get some waves going, some spray. Woo! I absolutely love it, right? So it's really cool because not only can you zoom around on the surface of your planet, but you know, you start to get up into the atmosphere a little bit. Let's take a look down. We've got a much higher view. There's my base over there. And we can fly around, and we can look at stuff over here, get a better bird's eye view, or we could keep going up into space through the atmosphere. Turn back around, take a look and say, you know what? Let's pick a random spot over there on the horizon. Let's hit the boost. You can see the land going beneath us, the landmass. We're going to go to a completely different region on the planet. We're going to burn through Atmo. Let's go ahead and come down here. Let's aim for this little spot on the map over here. I love it. You could exit, come in here, come down through the atmosphere, come down through the clouds. There's storms that happen. These volumetric clouds. I love the color shapes changes and all the color changes and everything else as you're going down through. I said color shape changes, which is the color changes. You get the Atmo burn if you go too fast. And now we're here, out at the coast, still with the afterburner kicked in. We're gonna come over here and take a look, see what we can see. Let's go ahead and burn off that. Flip around. That's really cool, right? Now I do know that over here, as we were continuing in this direction, somewhere over here, there it is. There's another planet, right? Well, how about we go over here? How about we go explore that planet over there? Fairy Omega. Now it's going to take us a little bit to get here because it's quite a little bit of ways, and it's in the same star system. There are lots of different star systems. I've heard some extraordinary numbers quoted to me, which is pretty amazing. I understand the criticism now. This is really cool. Now, I will say, however, that after I've done this a dozen or so times, the novelty does kind of wear off, and I do wish for some of the fast travel that Starfield provides. But that's not to say that either game is better or worse. You know, they just do different things. But I will say that this, for me, the freedom, not the long travel times. I do think that long travel times can be. There's nothing wrong with fast travel and having travel cutscenes and things of that nature. None of that is bad to me. Because this is an interesting thing, and it's really cool that we can go to all these places, and it's cool that this exists. But I do much prefer, let's pay attention here, I do much prefer having cutscenes and fast travel for long distances like that, because that novelty does wear off in a bit. But the exploration component is what I absolutely love here, because we can come in here and suddenly we're on a different planet. This almost looks like a giant crater impact or something. Or the tip of a volcano? Is that a structure? They're rock structures for sure. No, there's some sort of a... There's definitely a building right there. Hang on, we're going to slow down and flip it around. Yep, there it is. Right. Oh, it's even got a landing pad. Even better. I have discovered some sort of a little base here on another planet with a landing pad. I can hop out, get a save point, go check out what's in these buildings. Probably an NPC. Some type. Yep. We definitely have an NPC here. Ooh, it's a radar of some type, a transmission tower. If I wanted to, I'd talk to this person and do all that good jive stuff, but we're not going to. I want to go back out to my ship because we're not done with the exploration component. Let's take off. Back into space. Past another ship. Alright, we're up here now. Let's go to the galaxy map. And be like, okay, we've explored all the planets in our star system. I want to go to another system. Well, what system do you want to go to? We could go to this system over here. We could come back up over here. We could go up here to one of these systems. Quick commercial break, everyone, to celebrate and give thanks to all of these amazing people who keep me on the air full time. Really appreciate the support. All you got to do is join as a member. You get access to private videos. You can also do super thanks on any upload or super chats and stickers on any live stream or premiere you see. And beyond that, don't forget we're multi-streaming over on Twitch now, so you can support over there as well. Thanks so much to everybody. Let's get back to the video at hand. Where do you want to go? Or maybe we want to go free look mode and say, well, let's go backwards and look at all these different systems we could go to, and all of those have planets and stars, star system. All those star systems have planets, and they all have space stations and quests and different things to explore. It's really generally speaking, in my mind, one of the coolest exploration games I've played in a while in terms of spacefaring exploration games. I do quite enjoy Starfield. I've no bad things to say about that game. The 1,000 planets can start to feel a little bit same after you've seen 25 of them because of the way procedural generation works. It is the same thing here. I will absolutely criticize that here. I've seen probably 15-20 planets at this point, and I definitely can start to notice the procedural elements at play. Nothing wrong with that. The game looks beautiful. It's the mechanical component of the exploration here that I'm praising. And I definitely think other games, whether it be Starfield or other games coming up in the future that are going to be doing space exploration and space combat. I know some people have looked at Star Wars Outlaws and they're, lamenting the fact that it doesn't have this level of interactivity between the landing sequences, because they very much do a traditional. It's blended, but there is a landing animation cut together with, your ship being moved for you, so you're not manually landing on those planets or taking off from those planets in Star Wars Outlaws. I know some people looked at that and said, I wish we could do this in different ways. But one of the things I will say is, anytime there's a game like this where they do it where you can manually land and go to space stations and everything else, I do generally hope that more games have fast travel options or the ability to auto land as well. One of the things that I will say is nice is that at the very least, when you get close to space stations here in this game, let's go to one really quick. I'll show you what I mean. Because at the very least, for the space stations, the anomaly, your freighter, and everything else, you can auto land. And that's something for me. I don't mind manually doing things from time to time, but I do appreciate the ability to have the system just take over. And because it's one thing I didn't really care for. The times I've tried Star Citizen, it's like I really hope that they end up. I don't know if they have. I haven't played in a couple years. I hope they end up having some sort of an auto land feature for some of that stuff, because I don't mind manually doing it the first few times, but there are times when I'm playing that I don't want to manually do it. But in any case, it's the exploration component of this game that I've just found generally pleasing. The fact that I'm on normal mode, and you do have to pay attention to fuel. Like, we just ran out of fuel here, but I do have tritium on board, which allows us to recharge. We can continue on our destination. You also need warp fuel to go between the star systems, and I'm assuming between galaxies. I don't know if there's gateways that you have to use. I haven't got that deep into things yet. But this is one of the things that I've been genuinely pleased with overall, is just the novelty of running around and being able to land and take off from planets and jump to another planet and go find resources and bring them back to my base, or go complete a storyline and come back to the base. Or, you know, I do appreciate the fact that there are portals that you can use on the space stations and from your, you know, so there is a fast travel system. We're going to go up in here. I wanted to show you this component of it, because this is kind of cool. Because I do appreciate the fact that I don't have to manually land this. I'm hands-free. It takes over. It puts me down. From here I can, you know, fuel up, get some more supplies, sell some stuff, and then as soon as we want to, we can rocket back into space if we want to, and we're out the door onto the next adventure. There's a planet below us. Lots of space to explore. I've had a really good time in No Man's Sky so far. Anyway, this is my rambling TED Talk on space exploration, and I'm really enjoying it here. And I could definitely see how this tech could be applied to other games. I think it's interesting to see where other games might evolve from this in the future. I don't think it's fair to demand that other companies immediately start using this kind of tech. This is something that obviously Hello Games has built that's very unique to their system. I think it's one of those things where we can look at it from an objective viewpoint and go, that's really cool. Is there a way that we can implement that in other games as we continue to evolve technology and build new games for, you know, this series of consoles, the next series of consoles, etc. I'm a big fan of everything I've seen so far. Like I said, I can understand the tedium a little bit after you've done it. You know, the landing sequences, sometimes I'm just like, all right, just let me land already. Today we were doing a stream and I had to take off, check my galaxy map, come back, use the teleporter, take off, check the galaxy map, come back, use the teleporter. I had to do like 6 times in a row, and that got a little, it's repetitive, you know, so there are aspects of it that I'm just like, if they could make this just a little bit better. But so far, everything I've seen so far, I've been having a blast with, and I am really enjoying my time in this game. So thanks to everybody for being so welcoming in the No Man's Sky community. We've been having a great time streaming and creating content. It's definitely going to be something we're going to be doing for a hot little minute until Star Wars Outlaws and The War Within drops at the end of August. So if you like what you saw here today, don't forget to tune in to the daily streams at 11 a.m. Central here and on Twitch. Check out the playlist below for all the episodes if you've missed them, any of the guides I produce and beyond. I play a lot of different games, I do a lot of different things, so check it all out. See you in the next one. Stay safe. Happy gaming, everybody.